I am Jonathan West. You are watching Death Valley Television, and your Death Valley Technical Scavengers are 6-1, 1-0 in conference play after their first conference game against Pac-12 foe Utah State. And it was a dominating affair. I think that's the best you can say about that. They waltzed in to their home turf of the hunting ground. They ran the ball with Nico Blanco, and the rest, as they say, is history with how well they performed. Now, the belief is that could be the rest of the conference schedule with the way it stacks up for them. However, you look at the conference standings, and a familiar face sits atop it in the Fresno State Bulldogs. Now, DVT will see their rivals, Fresno State, later on this year. We'll touch on that when we get there. We will no longer talk about those Bulldogs until we need to. But this week, the Otters of GLU host the Scavengers of DVT, and right now, if you're an Otters fan, we do feel bad for you. It has not been going great after the injury to Tyree Doyle. A fractured hip has sidelined their star quarterback for the remainder of the season. And right now, it does not look good for GLU. One win on the year, and Curtis Milanovic is their guy at quarterback. Now, not to take anything away from Milanovic, but he is not Tyree Doyle. Tyree Doyle has been the centerpiece to their offense when it comes to the quarterback position. Now, Milanovic has played for GLU. It's not like he hasn't seen time. However, he has not been the lead guy. They are going to have to rely on Frederick Hogue, the running back in the backfield. And they are going to need him to play well. That is just the key to this ball game, is going to be Frederick Hogue if you are an Otters fan hoping to see some success out of them. You don't want to look at the betting odds on this one, folks, because the Otters are 21-point underdogs in this one. Defensively, Raymond Roche is the guy to watch, Roche is the guy to watch, as he is the leader of that defense. 46 tackles so far this season. He had 67 all of last year and a sack to go along with it. He hasn't gotten that sack yet, but he is the leader of that defense, with BJ Land in the secondary being their top ball hawk to go after that football. And we've seen the turnover issues start to show up ever since the Michigan game for John Bush. Hopefully, he can limit those, and no GLU secondary member gets their hands on that football, or I should say, Otter defender gets their hands on that football. As we head to the Dam in Chicago, and we are off in this one, as it is Ty Tabor back to return as he takes the knee in the end zone. Nico Blanco had a massive outing last week in the hunting grounds. Already 500 yards on the season on the ground. We'll see how much he adds to that in this game, as they begin with Blanco on the ground, and he's got blockers, but a flag flies. Somebody blocked a little too well, as that is going to be the guard Choi getting called for that one. First and 20 now after the hold. Bush in the gun. He'll take the snap. Hand off once again to Blanco, right up the gut. And he tries to make a couple men miss. Cannot do so, as he picks up 12 with ease. 2nd and 8. Pistol set. They go play action as Bush on the run. He's got an open man downfield, elects to keep it himself, following Gio's son and the converted quarterback tight end. It was a great blocker for him to pick up 32 for John Bush. 1st and 10. Now in Otter territory, they've got Zubnar in motion. He'll get the flip. And the jet pass worked wonders last week, picks up 7 here. 2nd and 3. Bush in the gun. It's a screen setup. It sets up well. Good blocks. Choi out there. He's got the block, and Blanco down at the 2-yard line. Choi making up for the hold there with a nice block downfield. Now BJ Crow checks in. This is Crow territory. As they flip it the freshman's way, he's got plenty of speed to the outside. Touchdown Scavengers. And the Scavengers add the first points of the day. It does not look good for the Otters right now. If you are an Otters fan, I apologize because this one could get bad and fast after what we just saw on that offensive drive. You see the numbers there for Frederick Hoagie is the top guy on this offense. You gotta wonder how much they give that ball to Milanovic when it comes to the passing game. It's a start for Hogue, and he doesn't go far at all as they quickly go to that no-huddle offense of theirs. Scavengers have struggled a bit against the no-huddle as Milanovic just gets rid of that one. We'll see how they fare against the Otters no-huddle offense. 3rd down and 10. Milanovic to the air, plenty of time, and that's just thrown away. Good coverage by the Scavengers defense. Of course, Jaden Anthony still playing the outside. They liked how well he played last week as Ty Tabor on the return, and he'll get good field position out of it as that puts him already into Otter territory. 1st and 10. It's a keeper for Bush. He's got room. Slides down safely for a gain of 9. 2nd and 1. To the right is Nico Blanco. Quick throw here. That's Alex Slade, and Slade picks up the first. This offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. As there's a nice throw to Tevin Nicholas on the bubble screen. He'll have the 1st down. 1st and goal. Blanco in the backfield. No BJ Crow right now. As Blanco finds room, finds the end zone. However, it looks like this one's coming back. It's Albert Puzzles on the hold, and instead of a touchdown, they're looking at 1st and goal from the 17. Blanco stays in the game. Bush, plenty of time. That one should have been picked. They're lucky it wasn't. 2nd and goal now. Bush tries to find Slade, cannot do so there as that one's incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Hand off to Blanco. They're just playing it safe. And Blanco gets him 7 yards back as they settle for the Trent Feeney chip shot. It is up and good. 3 more points on the day for the Scavengers. 1st and 10 here now for Milanovic. He'll hand off. No, it's play action to Hogue. They bite hard, but no completion there as Millhauser with a nice hit to jar it free. 2nd and 10. Hand off Hogue. Best play of the day so far for GLU as 3rd and 6. Speaking of GLU, you look at their jerseys wearing what they call the Midway Madness combo. As the pressure gets to Milanovic as that one's incomplete. So there we go, another quick 3 and out as this pass is flipped onto Alex Slade, but nowhere to go there. So a loss of 4 off the jet pass. It has not had the success it had last week. That is a definite as a nice gain there. 3rd and 9. Bush takes the snap. Over the middle, that one's incomplete. And for the first time today, the Scavengers punt it back to the Otters. Milanovic takes the snap out of the gun. Over the middle, wide open. It's going to be a new set of downs. The Otters' first down of the day. 1st and 10 as the no-huddle begins. Hogue in the backfield. It's a keeper for Milanovic. He's got some speed to him, and he is off to the races. A fantastic run by Milanovic. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 as they keep going quick. Hogue now switches to the right of Milanovic. 1st and 10. Taking the snap. Milanovic, pressure, down he goes. Schell just pushes the left tackle backwards and finds the quarterback for another sack on the season. He has been a monster all year long, and eventually the world's got to take notice. Schell looking to break his own records. 2nd and 15. Man in motion is the tight end. As the handoff, no, it's play action. As that one sails out of bounds, incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 15. Shotgun set. Milanovic sets up the screen, and Hogue goes nowhere. It's Raheem Clay. And this is a long field goal attempt. Lane's kick is up. It is no good. Well off the mark. And that will give the ball back to the Scavengers with good starting field position. Well, it's the last play of the first quarter here. Pistol set for the Scavengers as Bush takes the snap. It'll be a pass over the middle for Slade, and that's going to be a quick 9 yards to take us to the end of 1, and the Scavengers fully on top, 10-0 over GLU, who just has not found any rhythm so far in this one. Second quarter of action begins. High formation for the Scavengers here, 2nd and 1, as this one goes to Blanco. He's got the outside edge to the 40, the 30, 20, 10, 5. He's in as he's tackled in. Touchdown Scavengers. Nico Blanco does it again. This man is certainly locked himself in as the number 1 back in this backfield. And the impressive part is there is no top tier back. It's just 3 to 4 very good backs. But another huge touchdown as it's now a 17-point ball game. For those of you keeping tabs on the spread, you're at least happy GLU is still in the spread right now. 2nd and 3 here after the run by Hogue. Milanovic hands off. Hogue finds another 2 yards taken down by Ladarius Petty. 3rd down and 1. They flip this one. Milanovic has a man in motion. Flips it his way on the jet, and that's going to be enough for the first. So they move the chains again. A little bit of offensive movement by GLU now as 1st and 10. It's a screen. This one's got blocks, and that's going to be another 1st down. So they are nearing midfield, going quickly again. 1st and 10. Milanovic hands off, but Schell read the play fake. It looked fully like a handoff, but quickly shifted his gaze back to Milanovic, and that right there is his 2nd sack of the day, and maybe the most impressive sack of the season. He was fooled for maybe a millisecond. 2nd and 15 now for Milanovic. As they go play action again. He'll take the shot downfield. That one's knocked away. Manu Coffey. 3rd and 15. I'm sorry, I said Jaden Anthony was playing outside. He is not. He is playing in the slot here. Manu Coffey still outside for this team. 1st and 10. Play action for the tight end, but that tight end screen does not work out for Roosevelt Lamar. They were all over it. 2nd and 14. The defense for the Otters has been very good against these screens so far, as Tevin Nicholas doesn't find much. Gain of 5. 3rd down and 9. Bush looking to throw. He'll take a shot. One Zubnar, and that one's well too far. And that will be incomplete in the best field position of the day for the Otters. As Frederick Hogue has a nice run of 3. I say that given they have not found a lot of running room today. 2nd and 7. It's play action again. Down the middle. It's caught. And what a play down to the 3. A fantastic throw from Milanovic, as now the Wildcat formation here. Hogue keeps it, and he fights through not 1 but 2 tackles as Raheem Clay drags him down. 2nd and goal now. They flip it again on the jet pass. Nowhere to go. Raheem Clay was there first. 3rd and goal. Milanovic to the end zone. Knocked away. And that brings up 4th and goal. They will just settle for the chip shot. Lane's kick is up. It's good. And the goose eggs off the board for the Otters, as it will now be a 17-3 ball game. Scavengers offense back out here with 5:09 left in the first half of action. It's play action again for Bush, as he gets it to Gio Sun. It did not look like that one was going to find its guy at first. A 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6. Blanco cannot find much there. They hold him at bay for only 1 yard, as this brings up 3rd and 3. B.J. Crow in the ball game. Gets outside. He'll have the 1st and more, as that's a nice run from the freshman. 1st and 10. Bush play action. Off of Crow. Quick throw. That's Dakota Pounds, the fullback. Picks up 6 there. 2nd and 4. 2.5 left to go in this first half of action, and they'll keep it on the ground with Blanco. Another nice run. Picks up the 1st. 1st and 10. 2 minutes left before we head to the half. Is play action. Bush goes underneath. That's Alex Slade for a gain of 8. They let the clock continue to tick. No worry if you're DVT right now. Hand off to Blanco. He's got another 1st down carry in him. 1st and 10. Under a minute to go. Bush. He wanted Slade. Instead, it's intercepted. A big interception there. I'm not sure who made the mistake. It looks like Slade moved at the last minute there, and I'm not sure where exactly that throw was supposed to be. Either way, it ended up in the hands of Grant Pratt, and GLU gets the interception. So a big pick gives a chance for the Otters now to maybe make it a 1-possession ball game, unless Earl Schell gets involved. His 3rd sack of the day. Keep in mind, folks, 3.5 sacks is the school record, as that might be 3.5 right there. Ladarius Petty and Earl Schell combined. What a force of nature right now this defensive line is. 3rd and 25. They just let it go to Frederick Hogue for a short gain and a timeout taken by DVT. They have 1 timeout left, and they're going to take a chance to put more points on the board. Bush with time downfield. That's Slade. He'll have the 1st down. They go quick to the line this time. 1st and 10. Bush finds his man. That's Slade, touchdown. And just like that, a little bit of retribution for both John Bush and Alex Slade as they make it a 21-point bowl game. Well, pending the extra point to make it that. But right now, things are all going the way of DVT. And that is how we head to half, folks. A 21-point bowl game. 24-3, Scavengers on top in this one. And Nico Blanco on 7 carries has 97 yards. Now, I don't know how long the starters may remain in. If the backups even do come out is a big question. But Nico Blanco certain, I'd say, to go over that 100-yard mark again. He has had a phenomenal year since taking over the lead back role. And it has been fun to watch this offense get clicking even more so now in Pac-12 play. Second half of action begins here in Chicago as it's 1st and 10 for the Otters to begin. As the big note, as Juan Donnerson nearly came away with an interception there. The big note today on defense, Schell, 3.5 sacks on the day, tying the school record for sacks in a game. 3rd and 9, last man to change that record, wore that number 0, Taj Coles, the man who made 0 a thing for this team, as that doesn't get him enough. It's back to the DVT offense. Pitch here goes to B.J. Crow, and he can't find anything. So 2nd and 11, they bring in Blanco. And it's play action. Bush, though, goes down. 3rd and 19 now instead of something easy. They're going to have to take a good shot downfield. Bush wanted Slade. It was slightly behind him because of a rush throw and some pressure. That gives good field position to this Otters offense as Milanovic with a nice run here. However, there's Laundry on the field, and this one's coming back. So that good field position goes backwards now as they're behind midfield. 1st and 8. Oh my God, Schell, ladies and gentlemen. That right there, I believe, will be his 4th sack on the day. I'm not sure if they're going to count that 1 sack as all Ladarius Petty or not. Either way, that right there, you have witnessed the new record holder for sacks in a game here at Death Valley Technical. 2nd and 25. Ladarius Petty with a nice stop there on Frederick Hogue. It's 3rd and 25 now. They send some pressure but drop guys back as this screen does not work out. And it's back to DVT's offense. What a game for Schell. You didn't think he would set even bigger marks for himself as Nico Blanco eclipses that 100-yard mark today. You wouldn't think Schell would do so much more his senior campaign as Tony V takes the carry there, the true freshman. 2nd and 10. Handoff goes to Blanco again. He tries to cut back in. Can't find much, only a gain of 2. As it will be 2nd and 8. A keeper for Bush, and he doesn't go far. 3rd down and 8 now. Out of the pistol set. Bush finds his man. Roosevelt Lamar has the first. The offense continues to move forward. 1st and 10. Delayed handoff to Blanco, and look at the room in front of him. That is another big 1st down run as Blanco's good day continues. 632 yards this season. Came in with just over 100 to begin. 1st and 10. Ty Tabor checks in to give a break to Blanco. Tabor's first carry of the day, and he's got a nice 9-yard pickup. BJ Crow checks in. 2nd and 1. Hand off to Crow, right up the middle, the freshman with another good run. 1st and 10. Blanco in with 30 seconds left to go here in this 3rd quarter of action. Slade makes the catch, and he's in! Touchdown, Scavengers. The drag route works to perfection, and that right there will give them another added touchdown and a 4-possession lead. If you bet on GLU, well, the spread's not looking good for you right now. 1st and 10 here for this Scavengers defense. I would assume any time now we might see those backups enter this ball game now. 2nd and 10. Milanovic has a man in motion, and this one doesn't go anywhere. Holbrook with a nice stop to take us to the 4th quarter of action. 31-3, Scavengers fully on top, and no one's even second-guessing it. Go up those fours, folks. One more quarter of action to go here. The 4th and final quarter of action begins here in the Windy City. 3rd and 12 for GLU as a deep shot gets knocked away. That's Brian Cook. And if you haven't noticed, the backups have entered the ball game. As this is a deep shot, picked off, Jaden Anthony. What an interception by Anthony, playing the outside a bit. They like him out there. They've been playing him at the nickel all season, and that play right there might be the argument to put him outside. Manu Coffey has had his issues, and maybe a move needs to be made. But a big interception by Jaden Anthony gets the ball now for the backup offense. As Tony V in there at running back. Scotty Skowronek now in at quarterback as Tony gets the handoff, and he only picks up 2. 2nd and 8. Tony the man in motion. It's a tight end screen for Geno Sun. He's got the speed in the group, and that's a solid pickup as it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Tabor in the ball game. They go his way. Nice block there by Dotson, gives them the first. 1st and 10. Skowronek takes the snap. Takes the shot. Enrique Charles with the 1st down catch down to the 2. Big catch by Charles now makes it 1st and goal. Can they cap this off? It's a keeper for Skowronek. He's got some speed, and he cannot get in, though. 2nd and goal. Skowronek. Goal line set here. Hands off Dakota Pounds. The fullback is in. Touchdown, Scavengers, as they add on. Everything coming up DVT right now as GLU just has no answer for this Scavengers offense, or really at all for the defense. 1st and 10 now here for GLU as they just try and add points to the board if they can, as Earl Simmons getting some nice pressure there. 2nd and 1. Milanovic, shotgun set, takes the snap, looking to throw. This one to the sideline. It is caught. 1st and 10. Milanovic takes the snap. Looking to throw. This one knocked away. That's Clayton Briscoe in coverage, number 6. 2nd and 10. Milanovic gets his man, and that one is stopped. Jamie Trinidad, the first man there. 3rd down and 5 now. Flags fly here. as this is Costanzo who is called for the neutral zone infraction. So 1st and 10. Milanovic with time underneath, finds his man, and that's going to be enough for a gain of 7. Harrison Cook got there. 2nd down and 3. Pressure sent at the screen, and Hogue doesn't get it. So it's 3rd and 1. Pressure sent. Over the middle, it's intercepted. That is Daniel Rubin with the interception. And this one is going to stand, as that's a hold on the Otters. We will take it, as Scotty Skowronek in the offense back out here. Are they still going to throw is the question, and it looks like they will. A screen there that almost is intercepted. 2nd and 10. Skowronek hands off to Tony V. He's going to have a 1st down and more. Tried to get to the outside. 1st and 10, 3.5 left to go in this one. Hand off to Tony as he can only find one. 2nd and 9. Skowronek underneath. That's caught by Jermaine Strong for a gain of about 6. So it's 3rd down and 4. Man in motion's Tony V. And this throw, it hung in the air for a bit, but it's caught by Enrique Charles as that brings up another 1st down, a new set of downs, and they go to Ty Tabor for another nice run of 8. 2nd and 2. Tabor still in the ball game. Skowronek with time to the end zone and almost intercepted. 3rd and 2. Minute 13 left to go. Hand off to Tabor. He's got the 1st and more. He's in the end zone, but this one's not gonna count. It's coming back as Chad Wojciechowski is called. 3rd and 11. To the end zone, it's knocked away and intercepted off the tip. Hell of a pick, I'll give him that. But it will not change the box score when it comes to the points. You look at the scoreboard, and I mean, that pick doesn't do much as it takes us to the end of this ball game. 38-3, DVT dominates the Great Lake University Otters. And I mean, this team never had a chance in this one. It was Scavengers from the beginning to the very, very end for the most part. You had a couple of interceptions made by that Otters defense, but overall the Scavengers dominated, specifically defensively. Earl Schell setting a new school record, and I'm looking at the list right now, a new school record of 4 sacks in a game. That's what they credit him with. And an unbelievable showing. John Bush didn't do much, only 166 yards off 15 of 21. But Nico Blanco, another big day, only carried the ball 10 times for a $125 and a touchdown. The Scavengers could do no wrong on the ground today. A lot of good ground game from them as Alex Slade back to his old ways of getting the ball a ton. 7 catches for the number 1 receiver for the Scavengers today. And defensively, unbelievable is the best way to put it. Unbelievable play by this defense. Whether your name is Earl Schell or not, even when you look at the backups, you have Jaden Anthony coming away with the interception. You have Earl Schell with 4 sacks on the day, half a sack to Ferrier and Petty. I see where they mark that now. But Schell dominated that offensive line, and this team doesn't seem to have a weak point on that defensive front at this point. Congratulations to Daniel Rubin for his first career interception as well. Didn't say that during the game, but his first career pick. As Earl Schell, no shock, gets the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week nods. I'm not surprised by that one bit for his 4-sack performance, and he should, yes indeed, gets the nod for National Defensive Player of the Week. 4 sacks will do that for you. But now the Scavengers look ahead to a game that some of them have had circled. The Boise State game, as they will play former DVT defensive coordinator KJ Webb, who is back at Boise State as the head coach once again.